Okay, shall we try this again? Good morning, Nancy. I did see your note that everything was okay. I just want to make sure that I'm not on my personal page, that I'm on my business page. So let's see if I can get my comments back here on today. All right. So let's see. Wow, this is so weird. Okay, I guess I'm where I'm supposed to be. All right, I'm so sorry about that. It just was blank. I had to shut the computer down and then turn it back up again. So I hope you can join me. I hope that I didn't totally mess things up. Let's see. I'm not even going to attempt to share it today. So, okay, I see some of you on, so we're good. All right, let's start over. Good morning. How are you? It's Wednesday, so this is our Facebook Live, and I'm very excited today because we have snow flurries here in New Jersey. So that's so exciting to me. I just, you have to look really hard out the window to see them, but hey, it's snow, and I love snow, and I'm so excited about that. So, thank you. Thanks, ladies. Thanks for helping me out. So today, let's do our prize patrol. We wasted a few minutes there, so sorry. I have two stamp sets to give away because the last two times I didn't check quick enough and I lost all of the comments. So so this week I was sure not to do that, and so the Seasons of Fun stamp set is going to Deborah Woodby. Or Woodby. I'm not sure. I know I don't have your address, Deborah. So if you could PM me that address, I'll get these. I have to get out my my other classes, so I will be dropping them off this afternoon. So also because we had a little back delay, and so I had my second set, which was the Welcoming Woods stamp set, and this is going to Linda Dennis. So Linda, I thought I had your address, but I looked quickly this morning and I couldn't find it. So if you could just PM me too, just to make sure that I have it and that I can get that out to you later this afternoon also. All right, so today I have loads of new product to show you. Really exciting. It's from the upcoming catalog. It'll be available January 4th of 2022, and it's chock full of really beautiful spring and birthday and just beautiful stamp sets and bundles. It also is the beginning of celebration again, so now we're doing celebration 2 times a year, and each of them are 2 months instead of just the 1 month, the 1 3-month celebration. So that's all exciting too. Let me show you I can show you the catalog. I'm going to put the camera down, and I can show you the catalog. I just can't show you the inside until it's actually alive and available to the public. So, but it's the celebration items, I think, are pretty good. There are more than there were from the last celebration. So that makes me happy. It was a little short last time. So so these are the 2 catalogs. So what I did was demonstrators are able to pre-order the whole month of December. It's always the whole month before we're actually it goes live. And so this is what this is a suite, and this is one of those where they have the two bundles in the suite. The suite is called Home and Heart, or Heart and Home. I think that's what it is. And hi, Carol. And so it is. Wait a minute now. Okay. So I did get both of them. I got a whole bunch of the other items that were included in this suite because it was so beautiful, and I've been making loads of samples, so I just wanted to share one with you today. We're going to be using this one, the Honeybee Home bundle. Okay, and this is my little, before I start, because we're smack in the middle of my registration for my online class for this month, for December. So we're kind of done with holiday cards, but I thought December is a great month to do wintry, icy, snowy, snowman kind of cards. So I've used the Snow Buddy Better stamp set, and I just love that one. And it's one of those like big, bold outline designs, and it's cute little sentiments and this adorable snowman bundle here. So and with it, it's the usual products. I have this ribbon is called the Flowers for Every Season ribbon. It's in the annual catalog, and it comes with 3 rolls of different color ribbons, so that's included. Also, I'm using the wonderful snowflakes, so that's included too. And I just keep my fingers crossed every day because they were on back order. So I just want to make sure I get all my class orders in before that goes on back order. Also, this snowman set, Snow Buddy Better, is discounted. It is on the last chance list, so that's exciting. And that is the price. I used the discounted price when I was figuring out the cost for the class. So these are the 3 cards that that come with the class, where you get the kits, where everything is, you know, embossed for you. You would just do the coloring. I do all the die cutting, and this was another one of those ribbons that's included in that pack. So these are the 3 cards you get, 2 of each in your kits. Then you get, these are, I just call these bonus PDF projects, and they are just, I have, when I send out my PDFs for anyone that joined the class, for these, because these all come with the PDFs also, step by step with photos, I always add in 3 more projects of PDFs. Then now this doesn't, the kit, you don't get kits for these, but these are just step by step PDFs. And if you already have the stamp set, it's just more projects. I mean, look how simple this was. This took like, I don't know, 3 minutes maybe. So anyway, so that is my December online class. That is open now. It's open until Saturday, I believe. No, Friday of this week, so that I can place my order for it at the end of the day. Because like I said, I'm a little concerned that some things are going to go on back order. So, okay, let's get busy with this one. Now, this is my little cute little pocket card that I made, and I'm going to share with you today. We're going to just change up the colors and maybe the DSP a little bit. This DSP was from the Suite, and it's the Heart and Home DSP. So this just comes out, and you can write your little sentiment on here of whatever you're sending it to. And then I just snuck in, and this just fits really nicely right here. And I made it so that the ribbon is still seen. And I also put my embellishments right where you would know to center it. And then I just thought, well, since we have a pocket, let's just slide a nice little gift in there. And so this is just a simple, cute little bookmark. And this will fit in a regular envelope. You just have to fold that baby down over there, and it will fit right in there. All right, so let's start. Let's get busy. I'm still using this, this DSP that's from the Suite. Has beautiful wood images, you know, like wood prints on the opposite sides of the actual designs, like the printed pieces where some of them are a little busy, so I do like the wood parts, the wood designs. It kind of just gives you a another avenue to go. All right, so this is really simple. We're just using this. This is our card base, so it's not going to open. It's just going to be just flat like that. I have the measurements down here for us if you want, because I don't know if, let me move it right over there. So I don't know when I'm going to get this on the blog, but I'll have the measurements below the video right here on the Facebook page. So all right, let's just do, and I did a bunch of the cropping just because this this does have, you know, a bunch of stuff going on here, and I'll show you how I did that. And then just really one stamped image. So let's just do the base. So I have the base here. Now for this one, I'm using gray granite. And let me get my silicone mat. And let's just layer up some things here. Okay. So, and see, this is the other side of it. It's springy. It's pretty traditional though. The printed part of the DSP, the printed side. So I tend to go more towards the wood designs. Okay. All right. That's that. There we go for that one. Now for this one here, to make the pocket here, the little pocket angle side, what I did was I had two squares. One was, let's see, 3.5 by 3.5 was the cardstock, and then 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. So I need my trimmer just for this one, and I'll show you how I did that. So it's just a square, and I'm just going to place it so that I want to slice it right down the center. So I'm just making sure my 2 points go right into the groove there, and that will make it nice and straight. And then I'm going to do the same thing for the DSP. Just make sure that one's in there, that one's in the groove, and then double check, because then when you're moving one, the other one tends to pop out like that just did. All right, okay, that's it for that. That's all we need for our DSP. And I have 2 extra pieces because I don't need all 4. All right, so I'm going to just put some adhesive on this side, and we're going to get this baby right on here. And let's see. Okay. All right. And you could use the other side also. So for here, I want this to I want this to be attached, but I don't want to use my runner, my seal, because it might be too wide. So I'm going to try my fine tip glue pen, because I had it soaking overnight in warm water because I could not get the glue to come out. And let's see if it worked. Oh, I'm just getting bubbles. All right, I guess that didn't work. So that's dead. I'll have to get a new one of those. So let's see if I can get this guy to be cooperating. Oh, see, I got it all over me already. All right, so, and I really, if I was paying attention, oh, that's too much, I would have made sure that, oh, I already did that one. That was my other one. This one, I should have cut it in between, straight down the center from the other direction, so that the wood grain was the same, but you get the idea for here. Okay, so I'm going to just put it, let's try this again on here. I'm just going to put it on the 2 shorter sides. That's why I don't like this. It's just so messy. I prefer the fine tip glue pen, but like I said, it's been giving me a little bit of a trouble lately. All right, so we're going to put that right on there, and this is where I get myself in trouble, because then I start to fuss with it, and then I get my hands all sticky. So I'm just going to use my chamois for that. All right, so now we have our little pocket. Just give that a sec to dry, and that will hold our panel in there. So let's work on the panel. And I have the basic gray. I have another piece of the wood grain, and I'm just going to layer this up. Get out of my way there. Okay, and I'll put that on here. have used the wood grain for this, but I did want a little bit of color on there. And so that'll be good for there. Now, another part of this great suite is these doilies. They're called the Heart and Home doilies, and they come in 3 colors: cinnamon, cider, the misty moonlight, and the basic gray. And then also the white. You turn them over and they're a nice white. So I'm going to use the basic gray, and I'm going to pop that right into the center there. And that won't take much glue because they're pretty thin. Okay, now this is where we're just going to do a little bit of stamping. This has beautiful floral stamp images, has little bumblebees, and I really love the fonts on that. So I'm going to take this one here, and I think I'll do it in Misty Moonlight just to give it a little bit of color and to pick that, to pick the DSP piece out. And this has really cool dies with it also. So let me just put that here for a sec. Give it a little bit of, and don't worry about that. That was too much, but I'm going to crop it right out. And I'm going to use my little mini guy here, and we're going to take out, let's see, which one of these dies. There's 9 dies, and that one goes to here. So I'll take this one out and just send this guy through. And for the other one, I took my blending pen, not my blending brush, but my blending pen, and I just moved the color around a little. I don't use the blending pens a lot, but that's, I just added a little bit of extra color right inside there. Okay. Okay, see? So it didn't matter that I pressed too hard on that image. All right, so now all we're going to be doing is building up these images here. So before, like I said here, I just took a blending pen and I just smushed the ink around a little bit just to get it, just to get a little bit of color on the inside. But I think I'm going to leave this one blank, and I went ahead and I cropped a bunch of these. Now, you know, some of these are for the stamped images, but I love the when they come with the ones that are just strictly for die cutting right out of cardstock, that there's no stamping that has to be done first. And I'm just going to arrange these how I want. And I always like a little bit of white. I don't know if this is going to be too much white. I mean, too much if I use the other one that I have. So let me make sure I have some white over here. And then I have gray, and then I love this little guy here. So, all right. I think that's a little much, so I'm going to take out, I'm going to leave him in there, but I'm going to take out that white one. I could always use that again. All right. So I'm just going to put a little bit of adhesive here, just so I know where I'm starting from. And I like it when the tops, I want that guy in front, when the tops have movement, and you know, I don't think everything has to be pushed down like that, you know, like totally down. I like to have movement on there. So I'm just going to add a little bit of adhesive right on the end here. And move that guy. Let's move him over to the white a little bit. Okay. All right. So that's good. Now you could always go back and add a little bit more if you want, but I'm going to have the sentiment tag over it anyway, so that will help hold down whatever we want to hold down. So let's just get a little sentiment up there. Again, I'm going to use the Misty Moonlight, and I'm using the Such Happy News sentiment. And hopefully that's straight, but there we go. All right. And that is going to go on with some dimensionals. So let's see if we can put this in. And so I just want to make sure I know where my sentiment's going to go, because it's going to go on the outside, and then also the ribbon is going to go under it, and I want the ribbon to come out a little bit here. So this is another element from that suite. It's Denim Ribbon, and it's so soft. You're going to love it. So I'm just going to run this around the back. Oh, and you know what I did here? Because that's a dark color cardstock, I don't know, it would be too tough to, what did I do with that one? Too tough to put your, to write your sentiment on there. So I just added a little strip of white, just so that you'll have something to, and this was just a little scrap. Okay, now I can put my ribbon around it on the back, and we're just going to make a little bow. And that's another reason why I'm not worrying too much about the those not sticking so well. All right, let's take this out and whoops, come on. All right, and you really have to feel this. When I was surprised. I thought it was going to be bulky, but it really wasn't. And it's pretty nice to work with. So let me just make sure I'm a little bit straight. I want it down low because I want to have room for my my sentiment. And hopefully I'll get this to go like a little bit on an angle, because I do want it to sit inside here. And then I'll know how much to trim. All right, get this guy here. All right, now let's just get that tag on and have that sit nice and straight on there. And I think I can do with, the big ones. I don't think it'll show through. So today, hopefully you all know that today is the, oh, this is really weird. I totally lost my, I hope I'm not frozen. Okay, I don't know what is happening today. They are working on a house two doors down, so I don't know if they're messing with my internet or something. But, all right, so make sure your little cuts are where you want them. And I'm just going to put this, I have to stay in here, put that right there, okay? And then just remember not to put your dimensional too far over, because you don't want that sticking to the base here. You just want it to stick out just a little bit. Okay. Now, before we put our embellishments on, let's just do that quick tag that I was telling you about. Tag or bookmark, whatever you want to call it. This is, I'm using the scalloped tag topper punch, and it comes in very handy. This is always 2 inches. When I do my tags or my punches, I always make it 2 inches wide, because that's the widest you're going to get it to go in here. And then, so I made my DSP, 1 3/4. I don't think I put that on my little cheat sheet there. And then I'm going to bring that stamp back, and let's just stamp a little bit, one little image right onto that bookmark. So you remember where it came from. The person who gives it, you give it to, appreciates it even more. And it's just a nice little background stamp. And so what I did here too was I took a little bit of the ribbon, not too much, and we're just going to make a little bit of a tie here. And let's see, I think I ran out of my white ribbon, my white twine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to steal it from this one so I can show you how cute that looks. I placed my order today to get my free shipping. I hope you all did too, because it only happens once, maybe twice a year with Stampin' Up, and I was surprised that it happened now. On top of the last chance discounts, and on top of the clearance rack update, so there's a lot of stuff to be had this week, and then not to pay shipping on it, that is a true bonus. Okay, so I did this in the Misty Moonlight also, just to give it a little bit of extra color, and I thought that would just pop out a little bit more. And then you're just going to put him right down there. And like I said, if you're if you're not mailing it, then somebody knows that there's something sweet underneath there. If you are mailing it, just send it down a little bit and just wrap it this way and stick it right into your envelope. There you go. So that was our big project for today. I mean, it looks a whole lot more complicated when you're looking at it than it actually was. As you can see, it took 10 minutes to put it together. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope that you get excited about the new catalog. It's really good, I have to say. I'm very happy with it. And I have my shipment, so if you want me to send you a catalog, if you're not getting it from another demonstrator and you're not working with another demonstrator, or if you're not in my club, if you're in my club, I'm going to automatically send it to you, unless you tell me not to, because there are a lot of people that are demonstrators in the club, so they are already having it themselves. So, but if you're not working with someone and you would like a copy of it, I'd be happy to send one to you, and I do have a bunch. So just PM me, let me know, and that's it. And so January 4th is when that goes live, and you know what? I forgot to bring out the stamp set that was for Prize Patrol this week. So I got confused because I had two in my hand, but and also because my live wasn't showing up. But I will pull something and it'll be a surprise next week. So that'll be fun. It'll be a nice little surprise for you. Okay, so thanks so much for joining me, for spending a few minutes with me today. I really appreciate it. And I hope you all have a great week, a great weekend. Stay safe, and I will see you next week. Thanks again. Bye-bye.